You're listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on TequilaAficionado.com. This is Alex Perez talking to you from Pasadena, California, and I have our executive editor, Mike Morales from New Mexico. Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing great, Alex. Beautiful Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. It's been another beautiful summer day and a great day for tequila tasting.
Yes, it is. What's on the menu today?
Tonight, we've got a brand new tequila, a new luxury tequila that's been making some waves, literally making some waves. This is Tequila Peligroso. This is one that is, it's being represented by some former members of Cuatro Copas Tequila, and this is a very interesting spirit. It's got a great marketing behind it, and it comes in Blanco and Reposado, 100% as usual. And as we do with all of our tastings, Alex, we are making sure that we use only Riedel 408 Overture glasses for these tastings, and I think people are going to be very, very surprised when we get involved with Peligroso. I know what I have in front of me right now is the Blanco, the Silver, and the Reposado. I believe the Añejo is still being rested. I don't have Añejo.
I don't either.
And I don't believe you've got any either at this point. So we'll be discussing the Silver and the Reposado.
Now, interestingly, did you notice the 42 on the bottle?
The 42?
If you look under where it says Silver,
yes,
or Reposado,
yes.
There's a 42 on there. Do you know what that means?
Why don't you refresh my memory? Because I'm not. I
couldn't figure out what the 42 was.
Okay.
And I said, well, it obviously has something to do with the tequila. So I looked around on the bottle, and I believe it represents how much alcohol is in the bottle. It's 42%.
So it's a 42%,
which is 84 proof.
Yes, it's 80. But now let me check because I'm going to pop my box open, and it comes in a beautiful. The marketing behind this tequila is really beautiful.
It is great packaging.
Great packaging. Reposado 42, and if I'm going to look at the...
now, if you look at the label on the neck...
I'm looking at the... the necker. Now, the neck itself also has a symbol. It is a coiled-up rattlesnake, which, if you've ever been to Baja or Arizona and you've done some four-wheeling, you know that the rattlesnakes are prevalent in the desert, even here in New Mexico. And... it is a coiled rattlesnake that is a symbol on the neck tag. I'll have to say, Alex, that, and I discussed this just recently with someone else, that it seems to me that the packaging is very familiar to me. And so I looked at my we have a saying in tequila, it's called dead soldiers. Those are basically empty bottles of tequila, and Alex and I are cut from the same cloth. We save all of our empty bottles, every single one, because it gives a really interesting history behind the brands that we discuss, because many brands change.
They change, they disappear, and it's a good archive, if you will.
Yes. I think Alex and I are probably the only two tequila geeks, as I like to call myself, that go into your favorite liquor store and act as if it were a library. We go up and down the aisles of the tequila aisles. We see what specials are going on, who's selling what for what, and so we.
Is that why they look at me like a weirdo?
Well, I don't know about you, but I carry the gnome list with me. I print out my gnome list and walk around going, okay, which distillery is this? And I look it up on my. For those of you who aren't aware, the gnome list.
You're my hero.
Well, okay. No, I'm just a geek. The gnome list is a list that comes out that's printed. That's you can find it on the CRT website, which is I believe crt.org.mx. And what it is, it's a monthly list. It comes out roughly monthly of a list of tequila distilleries. And every distillery is issued a number by the CRT, and this number, you can trace back any tequila to the number of the distillery, and it will also tell you which other brands are produced at that distillery. So, for instance, if you like Peligroso, but you can't find it in your hometown or in your state, but you know that it comes from NOM 1107, you can check that NOM list and say, oh, well, such and such tequila is produced there too. Let me try that. I can get that here in wherever I live, whether it's Idaho or Chicago, Illinois, or New York City or LA, wherever you happen to be listening to us. And as you said, Reposado 42 means that it is a 42% by volume alcohol. It's a 42 ABV, which is 2% higher than normal.
Correct.
Here in the U.S.
So it's got an extra kick.
It's got an extra kick.
So it's 84 proof, which typically you have it's 80 proof in your regular versus Mexico, which is what 35%.
Some tequilas are at 35%. Some tequilas are at 38%. I think you and I are going to taste test another organic tequila here shortly here at Tequila Aficionado on Sipping Off the Cuff. And it is an organic tequila that is being distilled at 35%, I believe.
Right, 35%.
Yeah. So it's not uncommon that some tequilas in
which would be 70 proof.
70 proof. So it's not uncommon that some tequilas in Mexico are a little bit lighter in their proof. There is a
different market.
Different market.
Here
I
versus
think
Mexico.
Exactly. Also, the fact that for generations, a lighter ABV, a lighter alcohol by volume, meant that these tequila companies were marketing to women, to the female palate. And so, but you're absolutely right. This is an 84 proof tequila, hecho en Mexico. The bottle is very hearty.
Now you were saying that it's similar to another bottle that you've seen before?
I have seen this bottle before. The style of this bottle is reminiscent of Siete Leguas.
Oh. And
also, the marketing and the lettering. I discussed this with a graphics artist just the other day, that the marketing seems to be for these luxury tequilas are becoming very similar. It reminds me of 901, which is a Justin Timberlake's tequila, which we've all heard a lot about. It's very similar to Maestro Double, which is a Jose Cuervo product. There's some similarities with these tequilas that these luxury tequilas are coming across with. And as a matter of fact, and we'll be discussing this tequila soon in one of our future podcasts, Avión Tequila is very similar in their look, their color. The only thing I can compare it to is, for those of you in LA who remember the days when the Oakland Raiders were the LA Raiders, that silver and black attack, we're getting an influx of silver and black attack, and I'm not sure why. I don't know if this is the same graphics companies that are being hired by these tequila companies, or if this is just the look that these particular brand owners are looking for.
That's interesting.
But they're becoming redundant to me anyway, and there are very similar bottles that in their marketing, in their packaging, it's like a vaguely familiar thing, and I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. When you're competing with several other tequilas on the shelf, you really don't want to look or resemble another brand.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But
anyway, that's what Peligroso is doing.
Well, Peligroso, it's interesting if you go to their website. They have somewhat of a, it's peligrosotequila.com. And they have a look of, fish town, fishing, if you will, kind of like a Cabo look to it. And obviously they're geared towards the young market.
They are. They're and I'll discuss this a little bit further once we pour our couple of glasses, Alex. But
I'm ready.
Well, I'll tell you what. While I'm discussing this, why don't you pour yourself?
Okay.
I've got my Riedels in front of me.
Okay,
as I said, we have Blancos and the Reposado. And make no mistake, the packaging here is beautiful.
Yeah,
I won't. Very sharp.
They even have a snake engraved on the underside of the bottle.
Yes, and they also have it on the side of the bottle and also on the underside of the bottle. So there's no mistaking what you're drinking. And there also is, on the neck tag, there is a metal rattlesnake, coiled snake that you could probably take apart and wear on your leather board. Yeah, this weekend, for those of you in Southern California and who are listening in at this time of the year, this is early August. There is a big surfing competition. I believe it's called the U.S. Open in Huntington Beach, California. Peligroso is a big sponsor of that surfing competition, and that's the kind of image that they're portraying. The Baja 1000, which is another famous off-road race. It's about adventure. It's about taking life to the limit, and that's the sort of marketing and the sort of demographic that they're looking at, that they're trying to pursue. And that's not to say that's a bad thing, or in fact, peligroso.
What does it mean?
We can say peligroso means dangerous in Spanish. So, is this a dangerous tequila? Let Alex tell you.
Well, it's
how dangerous is it, Alex?
How dangerous is it?
How dangerous?
I thought I was going to get bitten by the snake on the bottle. Did you pour yourself some already?
I do. I've got both my Riedels out front in front of me.
Let's take a smell, take a whiff, if you will. It's got an interesting bouquet, if you want to call it that.
I was very impressed with the whole, with all of it. In fact, I'm looking at it now, and the beautiful, nice legs, nice tears. That first layer, there is no hint of yeast or anything that would indicate that they are mass producing this tequila, and that's a plus because you don't want that yeasty smell in your tequila. Which is kind of a giveaway, a tell if you're a poker player. And since we're talking about Peligroso, let's say you're a poker player. That tell of a yeasty smell would indicate that they are mass producing this tequila. This is not the case with Peligroso.
I agree.
It's not being mass produced.
All right, so I can smell a lot of white pepper in there. Lots of pepper.
And just to clarify, we're trying the Blanco at this point, right?
Yes.
Okay. Or the silver, as they have it listed on their box.
Correct. It's a very nice silver. It's a very nice Blanco.
I was extremely impressed.
And actually, with Peligroso in the name, I imagined it was going to be much hotter, maybe spicy, real spicy, especially with the pepper in the nose. But it's not.
Especially with the 42
and
ABV.
With the exactly. But it's actually very enjoyable.
It's a surprising tequila. I was expecting, as you, I was expecting the snake bite. I was, and I will be honest with you. And again, I look at things from 2 points of view, but I do look at the marketing of tequila, and Peligroso is not dangerous at all.
No.
Peligroso really is, and if you read, in fact, let me read you some of the, just so I can, to emphasize my point, I'm going to read some of the stuff that's on their marketing. It's on their box. Peligroso Tequila, which translates into dangerous, stands for everything about Mexico and its coveted spirited tequila. Peligroso represents the danger and beauty of Mexico, sketchy borders, dirt roads, smashed rental cars, federales, banditos, scorching sun, rugged coastline, perfect waves, fishing coolers, cold cervezas, and of course tequila. You know what, folks? This is one of those times where I'm asking you, don't fall for the marketing. But don't fall for the marketing in a good way. This tequila, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, Alex, because I know lots of times you and I disagree, but this tequila really is the antithesis of its marketing. At 42% alcohol by volume, this tequila is, in my opinion, much more elegant, much more refined, and much more delicious than what its marketing is describing it as. And so in my point of view, this is a case where the marketing doesn't match the tequila.
I completely agree. It is actually a very elegant tequila.
It is, exactly. That's exactly
very
what I
elegant tequila.
It is not to whatever you do. Of course, here at TequilaAficionado.com, we don't advocate that you shoot any tequila, especially a 100% 100% agave tequila. Don't shoot. Sip wisely, as Alex likes to say. But in this case, this tequila deserves not a shot glass. It doesn't deserve a rocks glass. It deserves the Riedel glass that it's in, or even a nice cognac snifter. It is much more elegant than it pretends to be. Don't fall for the marketing. And again, in a good way. You know, if danger is your thing and you're in the surfing competition, or you're into deep sea diving or off-road racing or whatever, get yourself a bottle of Peligroso. You're going to enjoy it, but do yourself a favor. Don't shoot it. Sip it.
I completely agree with you. Yeah, I think their marketing is completely off.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic tequila.
It's really a surprising tequila. Very, very surprising. It does come from the El Viejito distillery, which in the past has had a various and sundry reputation. But this is one of the better tequilas coming out of that distillery in Mexico. And I think Alex and I agree on this one. This is a very highly recommended tequila. At least the Blanco. We're going to taste the Reposado here shortly, but the Blanco is really high on my list.
Most definitely, I agree. I highly recommend it.
Very impressed.
It's funny. I'm on their website as we speak, and they have a video with clips of Ensenada, Mexico.
Which, just to clarify, they don't grow agave there. They don't manufacture tequila there. It is out of the 5 growing regions of agave. Baja has nothing to do with Peligroso tequila or tequila in general. But that's where their marketing is right now.
It can be the Baja lifestyle, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sammy Hagar would say,
if we're going to go there,
lifestyle.
Cabo Wabo lifestyle, exactly. For those of you who may have seen, in fact, we'll post on this very shortly, but you can follow and what I call stalk each of our editors here at Tequila Aficionado. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, there will be a blog post very shortly. You'll be able to, if you're not following us now, you can. But we have pictures served up just recently of the Cabo Wabo lifestyle. And I think I took pictures of here at the Hard Rock Cafe in Albuquerque, we have pictures of Sammy Hagar's tennis shoes, which have these are Converse tennis shoes that have a lime and a salt shaker on the side. Instead of the Converse trademark, it has a lime and a salt shaker. And what are they, yellow? They're green or something?
Yeah,
they're margarita green.
Probably made exclusively for Sammy.
Oh, yeah. And definitely, as we say, it's the Cabo Wabo lifestyle. So it's very, maybe that's the market that they were trying to approach, that they were trying to attract.
Which is fine.
Nothing wrong with that. But I got to tell you, this is a very refined tequila. And the Blanco, as Alex said, very highly recommended. I think we should taste the Reposado, though.
I'm ready.
All righty.
Reposado, very, very light straw color.
That's exactly what I was going to say, which to me is an indication of used barrels as opposed to virgin barrels, which means that they've never been used for anything else but tequila. These are probably used barrels, if I'm not mistaken, and used maybe 3-4 times. So it's just a Reposado, just enough to take the edge off, if there is such a thing. At 42 alcohol by volume. It seems to me, Alex, that the higher the alcohol by volume, the smoother the tequila becomes. It's really kind of the opposite.
I've noticed that, which is awkward. But I guess that's just the way it is. I guess it smooths it out. And in this Reposado, it's got a beautiful vanilla tone to it.
Right at the very top, the top layer, correct?
Yes, beautiful vanilla tone to it. It's like it's floating right on top. You're right.
It is a very, very pleasant Reposado. You could while you're watching these guys at Huntington Beach surf, or wherever you happen to be, if you're at the Baja 1000, you can literally take this Reposado and just smell it. You can enjoy yourself just by sniffing the top layer of the wood, and it's just enough to make it interesting, but not enough to where you think you're smelling a 2x4.
Wow, this is a very nice Reposado.
Isn't that a great tequila? I am thoroughly enamored with this brand.
Wow. Like I said, like you said again, the marketing does not match this tequila.
No, it is a total mismatch, complete mismatch. It's almost as if the marketing was created before they tasted the tequila. Some tequilas,
they had some disconnect there.
Yeah, I think so too. Not that that's a bad thing, but I believe your marketing should match your product. The product itself and the marketing should give the same message. And there's kind of as you said, there's a disconnect. There's a confusion that unless you're versed in tequila, like some of us are, and some of you tequila aficionados are, it may put you off if you're looking for something with a better bite at 42% alcohol by volume. You're not going to find it in this tequila. You may be disappointed. But for those of you who are tequila aficionados and are looking for a really great tequila and want to bypass completely the marketing, Peligroso is your tequila. It was going to be a very, very pleasant surprise. I think everybody, as I said before, forget the marketing. Disregard the marketing. This tequila is much more elegant than it pretends to be.
Most definitely. It is elegant. It is a premium tequila. I'm very impressed with the Reposado. It is very smooth. It's full. It's full of vanilla to me.
Yeah, it's very pleasant. It's
just a light
an
woodiness
unexpected.
in there.
right? It's an unexpected surprise, I think, to those of us who are looking for a little bit more bite.
And there's something else in there that I can't detect. Or I should say I detect something else in there that I can't describe. But it's a beautiful reposado.